morning and welcome back to GP Outdoors. If you have a front mount snowblower in your Kubota, I'd ask you to please take a few minutes and watch this video. It's short, but it's important. Over the last few winters, I've had at least a couple of dozen of you good folks either emailing me or leaving comments on some of my videos asking me if I've ever had my subframe on the blower fall apart or come apart. It wasn't really clear to me what's going on because I seldom ever hear back as to what the issue was. But myself personally, I used to have an old B series on the front of my B2601, and I'm now running an LX series blower on the front of this LX 2610, and I've never had an issue with them. As many of you folks know, I'm very diligent about my maintenance. Every fall, I make sure I go from one end to the other. I check my hydraulic couplers or fittings. I do my grease, my lubrication, and I make sure everything is in ready to go shape for when the snow hits before I put it on the tractor. But I didn't realize there's one really important thing I should be checking, and so should you. Many of you may remember Walter, a neighbor of mine a couple of miles down the road. He has a 2610 as well, but he has the SU unit, but he has the exact same snowblower I have. And this weekend, he fell victim to that same thing that everybody's been talking about. He's blowing snow up the road, and all of a sudden the drive shaft falls out and starts banging around at 2,500 RPM underneath his tractor. I'm not a very mechanical person, so I'm going to have my neighbor Guy walk you through what he found and what he fixed on Walter's tractor so that you'll know what to look for yourself. And after he's done, I'll just take you into the manual so you can see what page it's on and where the parts are. Let's take a look.
Okay.
So
here's the shaft. I guess you would call it a jack shaft. I'm not sure what they term it as. There's a collar here.
Yeah.
And another collar back against this end here.
Yeah.
They both have set screws, two set screws on each one.
Okay.
When through vibration or whatever, if the set screws release,
yes, sir,
one will slide along the shaft and allow this jack shaft to move forward or back.
Okay.
The case we had the other day with the neighbor's tractor is both of these became loose and this shaft moved forward far enough that the spline dropped, disengaged from this drive shaft, and the drive shaft is dropped.
Okay, and this drive shaft, I assume, flew all over the place when it was spinning?
Made quite a racket, but didn't do any damage.
Okay.
The problem is when it's engaged, when that end is attached, it could come up, swing out here, which would lock up that whole transmission and cause damage.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. So what you're saying is when I do my annual maintenance and I do all my greasing and lubrication, I need to go in there with an Allen key and check those set screws.
Yeah, they're easy to get at when this whole unit is off the tractor because everything drops down, you get in there. But when it's attached to the tractor, we've got hydraulic lines for the up and down of the blower.
Right.
And very hard to get your hand in there, and when you get an Allen key in there with your hand, you can't see the shaft.
Okay. So, well, it's a good thing I always do my lubrication, my grease, after I've pulled it all off before I put it on the tractor. So, in addition to checking all of my couplings or hydraulic connectors, as I do now, I need to check those set screws.
Definitely, I would.
When you got your snowblower from your dealership, whether it might have been a B series or an LX series or the equivalent of the LX up here in Canada is a K64 series number that you'll see on the side of the blower, you would have received 3 manuals. You're going to want to go into the one that says 4-point hitch system that has a picture of the subframe assembly, and I'm going to take you to page 26. So I'll take you here to page 26. This is your subframe assembly, or at least the majority of it. We didn't have the manual or the correct terms for these parts, but this is that silver shaft that I believe Guy referred to as a jack shaft, and that's what sits here on the inside your subframe. It's referred to, or its actual name is output shaft. The reference to collars and set screws, that's these two parts here, and they're actually called flange bearings. Each one of them has 2 set screws on each one, and those are the set screws that slowly come loose or may come loose. And when they come loose, that's what he's referring to. This output shaft walks its way forward or starts to move forward, and as it moves forward, this end is where your PTO shaft is connected, or your drive shaft. And as this moves forward on its own, the back of your PTO drive shaft falls out at 2,500 RPM. So I hope that was helpful to all of you. I now know what many of you were talking about, but I've now got something added to my maintenance list on this blower. Have a great day. Please be kind to each other, and I'll see you again on the next one. I'm Gord Potter, and you've been watching GP Outdoors. Cheers.